So let's get the magical Nordic tarot, guys, and pull a card for tomorrow. We won't do the whole week because there's a lot of energy going on right now, so let's just take it one day at a time. One day at a time, that's what I'm hearing. So this is for tomorrow, being the 15th of June. What message or messages do we have, please, for tomorrow, 15th of June? Anything else? We've already had two. We've already got two coming out. Three. Oh. So, first one that came out, Ten of Swords, completion. Then we have Queen of Wands, passion. Then we have Five of Wands, battles. So, Ten of Swords, completion. That seems positive, right? Completion and endings, mind, conflict, intellect, and decisions. Okay, so let's have a further read. Endings, transition, release, freedom. Okay, that's known as a card of goodbyes. The Ten of Swords marks the end of one era and start of another. Lots of drama can be expected as bridges are burnt and bonds are broken, but I guess that has to happen for that to happen, right? Events will unfold swiftly and boldly. It's Wednesday tomorrow as well, and I just don't have anything really positive ever on a Wednesday. Like, out of all the days of the week, every single week for years now, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know what I'm missing here, what lesson there is in this, but for some reason, every single Wednesday, there's just what can go wrong will go wrong, but that's been both days this week so far anyway, so what's another day? Comes in threes. Events will unfold swiftly and boldly, leaving no room for wishful thinking or doubt. A relationship could end abruptly, or a friend might be in your life one minute and out of it the next. Betrayals in love, friendships and work are possible, and a hurtful truth could break your heart but clear your vision. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Clearing your vision. It's always for a highest good. Look forward rather than back. If it should have been, it would have been. Learn from it and move on. So tomorrow, there's going to be something that's going to happen. But it's all for the highest good. We have to remember that it has to happen for us to move forward in our life. But then we have the Queen of Wands and passion, and that's like, pardon me, that's positive. Travel, action, growth and creativity, fire element. Practical, nurturing, creative, polite. The Queen of Wands is the Queen of Passion, full of energy and always on the go. She's the life and soul of every party and brings fun and laughter wherever she goes. Confident, fiery and fiercely loyal to the people she loves, she believes in herself wholeheartedly and encourages you to do the same. She often represents an outgoing individual who will be your number one cheerleader in everything you do. One thing's for sure, you can certainly expect lots of excitement when she's around. Pregnancies and trips abroad are both likely, and your social life could be busier than ever too. So if we face all this stuff and this stuff clears, remember, energy is just continuous and moving, it just transforms. So as we clear out the old energy, new energy comes in, that's what it's all about. Five of Wands, battles though, like, within this we have what? Spirit. Conflict and challenges. One second. Fights, frustration, stubbornness and ego. It's a card of rivalry, conflict and strife. Disagreements with others, which we already know from... Where's it gone? Oh. We already know that from this one, but there's this in between. So it's like, with all that, you get this, like... Disagreements with others can be expected as brewing tensions reach boiling point. Power struggles with others are likely. Those in competitive fields such as journalism, fashion or sports could clash with their superiors, and rivalries in friendships and families are possible. This card can symbolise a love triangle for singletons. There could also be trouble in paradise for couples. as old insecurities and interfering third parties, including ex-partners, cause unnecessary arguments and tension. Stand your ground, but don't be pulled into other people's drama. So, the way I'm looking at this is, the last bit, in case I cut off, I had to pause the video. Stand your ground, but don't be pulled into other people's drama. So with this, right, I've got lots of things coming in. So the first thing is, know when it's necessary to get involved or to voice this or to entertain whatever. Like, no response is a response. Like, you don't have to give, you know what I mean? Like, it's silence is still a given. And it's to protect your energy, especially during this full moon time. Like this, all these things are popping up. But you've got to be receptive. You have to be open to seeing the clear picture. Because you will be able to if you just kind of ground and be open to maybe ask for help. You know, we have to ask, and we're allowed to ask for help for ourselves. So we've already been through this with the Divine Feminine cards. Like, that's a big thing coming up as well, isn't it? Like, because if we do and all that energy clears out, it only makes space for new energy to come in, and then once that happens, we get the Queen of Wands, the Passion card. That's all. And obviously duality. So while all this stuff is happening around, it's not always just like one thing, is it? There's always, it's all about perception. There's always other things within that thing. You get me? So, do you get what I mean? So these are both possible. Like, you decide. You get to choose which you tune into. That's a big thing, I think, for tomorrow, the 15th of June. I'm just gonna like hibernate at home all day tomorrow. I'm just not even gonna go anywhere. So should we do a Divine Feminine card for tomorrow too? Just like, thank you, by the way, Spirit, thank you. Shall we? Just because, for tomorrow. Or should we do, actually, there's a better fitting one for that. I think a Kali card would be better. Give me a minute. Ow. Obviously it has to be a Kali card. That's just, yeah, it makes more sense. We've already done the Divine Feminines, and we have the beautiful Divine Feminines that want to help assist us and in healing, and the loving ourselves, was it? Something like that? I can't actually remember. At the top. Yeah, healing. Protection, divinely protected. Why did I forget that? How could I forget that? Right. So let's do our beautiful Kali cards for tomorrow, Wednesday 15th of June. So, Kali, what do you have to tell us, please? Beautiful, graceful, gorgeous, beautiful goddess. We have one. Ooh. Number 43. I always think numbers are important because numbers can be messages too. And it's Gauri Devi. I really hope I'm saying that right. So, let's see where she is. Should be near the back. Yeah. Okay. Got an itchy nose. Sometimes I think that means you're going to have an argument. Hang on. Another interruption. That was why I had an itchy nose, see? Right. I think we're good for now. Champion of the sweet souls with fierce hearts who are underestimated and passed over. She who is gentle as the deer and ruthless as the lioness, who is the capacity within the awakened heart to rise, to overcome obstacles, to have faith without any evidence of victory, and to rally the spirit until the right moment to act and win, is felt. She is non-conformity and the freedom to be one's true self. Recognize your own beauty and value, irrespective of whether another has the capacity to behold it at this time. You shall shine. The divine feminine is often misunderstood. She is stereotyped as weak and passive, and therefore underestimated or dismissed, or as devouring and castrating, so is feared or spurned. Yet she is not one thing or the other. She is the wisdom of what is needed. Gauri is the secret softness and light that is part of Kali. We could call her Kali's bright shadow. I love that. Gauri is domesticity, can't say that word, and accessibility. Where Kali is wildness and mystery, Gauri is bejeweled with gems, Kali with skulls. Gauri is dressed beautifully in sumptuous attire. Kali is naked, smeared in ash and blood. Gauri shows how to, I don't know how to say her name, shows how to operate within social systems, whilst Kali rejects and disrupts social conditioning. Gauri creates harmony and connection, whilst Kali is autonomous and independent. Gauri is culture, whilst Kali is untamed. Gauri gives and Kali takes away. Both work toward the same purpose of protecting and empowering the soul by whatever method will work at the moment. Both are manifestations of the one feminine divinity. One story holds that Kali went to the river to wash and she emerged fair as Gauri. Soon after, a demon lurked nearby. Her dark skin re-emerged, and that was the end of the demon. One lesson from this story is that our fierceness is always within us. We can trust in that and relax into our gentler and more easygoing side. Fierceness in the context of Kali is fierce wisdom. We do not need to cultivate an inherently violent way of being, but rather allow fierce wisdom to spontaneously arise when needed. This story also shows us there are times to embrace the darkness and times to shed it. We can move into a lighter mood as a way of growth and healing, knowing the dark wilderness is within when needed to overcome a potential obstacle. It will destroy what... Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. I meant to wear glasses for reading. It will destroy what threatens to compromise your light, and then it can be at rest once more. This is not something we have to contrive. Instead, we can practice allowing for instinctive wisdom to guide us. In another story, a terrible demon attacked a royal city. None of the powerful local men could defeat it, and great concern arose amongst the local people. It was said that only a virgin woman could have the power to conquer this energy. None of the women could manage it until the responsible, kind, noble and courageous goddess Sita stepped forward. She transformed herself into Kali and destroyed the demon as if she was snapping a branch. She was so intimidating in her awesome power, it is said her powerful husband, the magnificent god Rama, begged her to return to her domesticated form. She obligingly did, donning her beautiful clothing and neat hair once more. Yet beneath that kind mantle of a civilized and cultured woman is a sufficient divine power and ferocity to be a complete badass when needs be. There are times to allow and others to set clear boundaries. All can be an act of love. It is loving to communicate in a way others can understand. Some cannot understand gentleness and require a different language to know your boundaries and need for respect. There is a story from the Hindu saint devoted to Kali, Sri Ramakrishna. He speaks of a snake who was terrifying the villagers, biting and killing them with his venom. One day, a sage encountered the snake in the field and taught him about compassion. The snake no longer attacked the villagers, and they no longer feared the snake as a consequence. One day, the travelling sage returned to the village only to find that it had been severely injured following an attack by some local boys. With compassion for the snake, the sage taught him that just because he no longer wanted to bite the villagers didn't mean that he couldn't hiss. He had swung too far from Kali towards Gauri. He needed to find a way to accomplish his purpose, with compassion but with wisdom too. When Gauri Devi arises in a reading, you are asked to check your boundaries and tune into your capacity to hiss. To release, you are entitled to be kind, but also to be respected. If you have seen yourself as a badass, it is time to embrace your softer side. If you have been soft and doubted your ability to stand up for yourself, you have simply forgotten that you are also Kali. Play with the balance, with what resonates, and know that if you allow for it, the divine will spontaneously arise from within, and in whatever form shall accomplish the task. Take responsibility for the consequences of your actions while trusting in her methods that flow through you. Invocation ritual. Say the following prayer. Beloved Kali Ma and Gauri Devi, you are dark night and bright day. You are wisdom and compassion. I quiet my mind to dispense with conditioned responses and tune into the authenticity of your presence within my heart. I feel for your instinctive, spontaneous arising. I trust in your method and your greater guiding purpose, which benefits all beings. Jai Ma Kali, Jai Ma Gauri Devi, Jai Ma. Place your hands in a prayer at your heart. You may sense, feel, or visualize a swirling interplay of fierce dark night and clear serene day. These energies support each other, rising and falling as needed. They are completely instinctive and trustworthy. You may sense the presence of the Mother of Light within the day and the Mother of Darkness within the night. Sense how you are empowered and spiritually protected in all ways. Allow that feeling of inner security and spiritual love to shine from your heart in all directions, through all dimensions, for the spiritual benefit of all beings. When you are ready, take in a deep breath to honour Gauri and exhale fully to honour Kali. You have completed your ritual. So, with that card, I feel like with the Nordic cards too, there's going to be all this chaos, there's going to be all this stuff going on. We have to decide whether we entertain it, whether we respond, how we respond. We have to put in boundaries. If we've been kind of the badass one, we have to be softer. If we've been kind of passive and quiet, we need to step into our Kali power. A balance between the two. I think that's a beautiful card and a beautiful message. Thank you for watching my video, everybody. Have a beautiful Wednesday, the 15th of June tomorrow. Stay receptive.